What is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome to Collectors Gone Digital. Now, I don't expect you guys to call me that. My name is Josh, for anyone who doesn't know. And boy, oh boy, has this video been a long time in the making. So today's episode is going to be a little different, although we aren't talking about VeVe per se. To those who have been looking forward to this, we are going to be walking through several things you can expect now and in the future for the channel. Now, I've completely revised pretty much everything, and there is a reason for this, several actually. So to start today's video off, I want to explain exactly what those reasons are. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy. So the channel is now going to be called Collectors Gone Digital, and the logo is a Black Panther. Why have I changed it to this? It's been a couple months now, but for those who remember, we did a video on a company called AR Lupa. And after I posted this video, the company did actually reach out to me, and I happened to end up getting into two separate conversations, one with the company founder, Armin, and then one with their company page, so whoever was managing that. We were going back and forth for a little bit, and they eventually got to a point in the conversation where they asked me if I was VeVe's community manager. And obviously I said no, and that's kind of where the conversation ended. Fast forward a couple weeks ago, and we had Game Art Brain actually leave a comment on the channel, and within a couple hours, they ended up deleting it. Now, I have no idea why they did this. There was nothing wrong with the comment, but the only thing I can think of is they thought they were speaking to VeVe. So these were the two main reasons that made me start to realize, okay, I should probably change the branding. But it wasn't until I actually emailed David to try and get him on the channel for an interview, where his answer kind of pushed me over the edge in terms of making a decision. So David did make the comment that he had to consult with his legal because I had the word investments in my name, and so that would actually limit him in terms of what he can talk about on the channel. I did mention to him that I was going to be changing my branding, and his response to that was, let me know when you do, and then we can discuss a time to set things up. So I'm saying that to hold him accountable, and so you guys can as well. So as a result of all that stuff, guys, I have changed it to Collectors Gone Digital. The reason I chose a Black Panther is because Black Panthers are going to be my favorite animal, purple being my favorite color, and I thought it worked really well. Here's why. For anyone who doesn't know how these animals behave, Black Panthers are extremely independent creatures, and you know, coming from somebody who's been independent my entire life, that's just something I can relate to. They're extremely elusive, they're very determined, and when I say determined, guys, a Black Panther could be hunting its prey for 6-8 hours without that prey knowing that it's even there, and there is nothing that will stop that Black Panther from getting what it's hunting. These animals are extremely precise. So when it comes to collectors on the app, you know, everybody has their own path. Everybody's taken their own journey. You have people going after mint numbers. You have people going after certain categories. You have people going after certain brands, people going after certain types of collectibles, certain covers, certain artists. You can keep going. But my point with this is that everybody has their own path and own objective. There's been many times in my journey where I've looked at somebody making a move and I've gone, you know, damn, I really wish I'm in that position. And then I have to remind myself that I have my own goals and I'm in a completely different position. We've discussed this before. Ironically, at the same time, you know, obviously we have Marvel's Black Panther. Their color is going to be purple for that as well. Different logo, different shade of purple. But I also really like the fact that we have a current audience on the platform that is already familiar with and can relate to something like this. Now, in addition to the new branding, I have also launched a new site, and this is to help expand the channel's experience. But more on this later on in the episode. So villains are officially part of the GCU, and we're going to walk through the 7 countries that are currently part of it. So first on the list, we are going to head to Canada, and this time specifically Toronto. So the reason why I wanted to introduce villains was because of this cover specifically. When it comes to Canada, I didn't have Snow or the CN Tower in either one of the first 2 covers, and so I was able to include both with this one. So she is going to be the Toronto Tyrant. And with frostbite near, you'll shiver in fear. So moving on, we are going to be heading a little bit south of the border to a American state here, and that is going to be Boston. And this is going to be the home of the Boston Butcher. He's red, he's white, and he's wicked, and there's going to be blood splattered all over the comic. Now, before we head across the pond over to Europe, we are going to head even further south, and that is down to Mexico. So originating from Mexico City, we have the Calaca Conjurer. And during the Day of the Dead, when the candles flicker and the moon is full, the Calaca Conjurer's curse is cruel. Now heading across the ocean, we are going to start off with the UK here. And specifically, we're heading to London, which is now going to be home to the Masked Monarch. So he's got access to the royal family. And in Buckingham's Ark, the Masked Monarch leaves his mark. We're now heading over to France, and specifically Bordeaux. Bordeaux is actually a place that I visited, and it is absolutely beautiful. I definitely recommend it for those traveling in the area. So this is going to be home to the Bane of Bordeaux. And if you guys can't tell already, this one is actually inspired after Ventress from Star Wars. So she's got a very evil look to her. And with every sip of the finest wine, her darkness creeps through every vine. So we're heading to our next country here, and it's actually not going to be too far away. And that's going to be Munich, Germany. Funny story for you guys, actually. When I was traveling in France, I was backpacking through Europe. There was actually a point on my trip where we almost accidentally drove into Germany. The no borders thing is such a weird thing for a Westerner like me. But anyways, Munich is going to be home to the Munich Marauder. And in the realm of Munich's dreams, he's the terror that forever screams. And the last country that is currently part of the GCU is going to be Australia. However, the Australian villain is a cosmic being who comes from another planet. He crash landed and nestled his way into the Australian outback, and his name, the Green Reaver. So with a meteoric stride, meteoric, do you get it? The Green Reaver casts darkness far and wide. So moving forward, you are now going to receive the superhero sidekick and villain for each GCU country. Current owners of either the standard or exclusive covers, I will be sending you the corresponding villains for whatever country you have, or countries. Origin stories are also going to be available now for sidekicks, and they're going to be coming soon for villains. Now, I did mention we are going to be having a new site with the new branding. That's what you guys are looking at on screen. But what's also going to be new with that site is going to be a professional premium collector streetwear line. And I want to be very clear with this. This is not me just dropping the clothing and then going, all right, cool, you guys got a streetwear line. I will be treating this like a full-scale professional streetwear store. Some designs will stay, some designs will go. We will have new arrivals coming in every month. We will have events ran in the VeVeverse, one of which will actually be a fashion show, and I already know how I will be doing this. Ready Player Me now allows you to create digital versions of clothing for avatars, and they've also released something called the Ready Player Me Studio that allows you to create a stage for your avatars to walk down. Now, the biggest question is whether or not I can import that stage into the VeVeverse, but whether I can or can't, I can still stream it. Now, on top of all that, I took about 2.5 months just to source the right vendor for this stuff, okay? I went through 7 different companies. I ordered from each and every one of them, and I put all the clothing through multiple different tests. I slept in all the clothing. I ran them through multiple laundry cycles. And what I was doing was I was testing the durability of the clothing and also how quickly and fast the designs faded. Now, I am extremely pleased with the quality that I've been able to source. I'm using something called DigiSoft printing for these designs, okay? So 99% of print-on-demand companies use something called DTG printing, which stands for direct to garment. That's essentially the same process as like a temporary tattoo, where you apply heat to the design and you press it onto the shirt. The main downsides with clothing like that is you get an odor when you pull it out of the packaging, but the designs will also crack and fade quite quickly. If you guys have ever ran your fingers over like dry paint that's slightly cracked, that's the feeling you are going to feel after putting that clothing through the wash several times. With DigiSoft printing, however, when you drag your fingers over that design, it is going to feel like a sticker on your clothing, like a laminated sticker. You're not going to get that vinegar or glue smell. The designs are much more durable, And my favorite part is they come out extremely vibrant. So I posted a little teaser this past week. A lot of speculation came from it. But yes, that photo of the clothing circled was from me. And that was a photo that I took from quite a bit of ways away. It was zoomed in, and you could still see the design very clearly. So that gives you an idea of the vibrancy. Now there's going to be multiple colors and clothing options for each design. There are over 500 variations. I actually think it's closer to 1,000, but I don't want to get the number wrong here. We got premium short sleeves. We got heavyweight t-shirts, which are my personal favorites. We have crew neck sweaters. We have hoodies. We have mugs, and then hats are going to be coming soon. I did have the intention of dropping them with all of this, but I am actually making a slight upgrade to them. And that upgrade allows me to provide a style of hat that I haven't seen in the community so far. Now, I did mention how Ready Player Me now allows you to create digital versions of clothing. So I am actually currently working on replicating one-to-one digital versions for your avatars inside the VeVeverse. So I want to be clear, it's not set up right now. If you do get something in the store, you will not get the digital version. But my intention is to eventually down the line have it set up so that when you get something in the store, you will receive an email with the promo code to get the digital version. Promo code, link, however it'll work, but for your avatar. So moving on, I want to talk about what is next for the channel. What can you guys expect in the future aside from what's dropping right now? Well, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys know that my pinned post is my artwork gallery that I have the intention of doing when I get access to the VeVeverse. Here is a little preview of some of that artwork. Now moving on, I want to talk about membership perks because I'm kind of excited to introduce this, mainly because of the badging and leveling system. So again, this isn't going to be live right now. It's something that I'm still finalizing, but most of it is done. But I will be introducing a variety of perks for members who want to support the channel. Now, some of these perks, without giving them all away, are going to be priority reply to comments, recognition on channel pages and video descriptions, both of which are pretty standard. I'm going to offer a 10% store discount at a certain level. We will have a Collectors Gone Digital Discord group. You will receive every GCU comic cover that is issued. So anytime a country joins the GCU, you will get all 3 covers. And as I mentioned, perks are still being finalized. But with regards to the badges on the right, those are not. Those have been finalized. So those are going to be 5 out of the 8 badges that you can get. And you're going to earn a badge and level up the longer you've been a member. So I'll toss those on screen now. I think it's a neat little way for, 1, me to keep an eye on who's been around the longest, but then 2, to create like a little game out of it. So I did mention that there is going to be a private Discord group, and I want to explain exactly why I created this. Up until this point, I've had numerous messages from people now asking me questions about businesses they can run in the VeVeverse, certain steps they can take, how to design certain things within their home. Like, so much so, guys, I've had people reach out to me about nuclear fusion. I was like, what? Not like the technicalities of knowing it all, but building stuff within the VeVeverse pertaining to nuclear fusion. I don't want to give away like what their idea was, but I've seen ideas of all different kinds right now. So this Discord group is going to be used to communicate and help members build ventures inside of the VeVeverse, okay? This is not a course. I am not saying I'm going to help you build a 6-figure business in 30 days and all that bogus. That's all BS, okay? I'm not saying that there is anything in this Discord group that is secret or that you can't get anywhere else. All of the information is available online. The main benefit to this Discord group is that the information is centralized in one location, okay? I'm not trying to say that there's secrets or certain things that you're going to get here that you can't get anywhere else. All of that is bogus. For those who are not aware of my background, I ended up dropping out of university. I went to university for commerce. I had the intention of going to law school. And when I dropped out of university, I can think of 4 courses off the top of my head right now that I paid over $3,000 for, and none of those courses were helpful in any way, shape, or form. So I do not want this to come across as if I'm selling some sort of course that's going to help you guys become successful. That is not the case, because the reality is the biggest contributing factor to a venture working or not is the individual actually taking action. And regardless of how good the information is, it's up to the individual. So to sum things up, again, all the information in what's going to be a 12-week package, you can find elsewhere on the internet, okay? The main benefits to this section of the Discord is that the information is centralized. You're going to have me to answer questions, and then you're also going to have information readily available to you whenever I'm not, if that makes sense. Because I'm already getting messages from people saying that they want me to build their homes and showrooms and things like that. That is probably going to be my main focus, is virtual building. And so I just want to be cautious that I'm not, biting off more than I can chew. So for anyone who has reached out to me so far, that's not me saying I won't help you. It's just this will be an alternative resource for you. Now, I don't actually have a slide for this one, but the last thing I will mention here is that anyone who does have an exclusive GCU cover, understand that I haven't forgotten about you. I haven't pushed you to the side. There's actually a lot that I'm working on for those in the background, and there's a reason why I have been quiet about it. I don't want to exactly say what those things are just yet. I actually don't want people rushing to go buy them, because if what I do end up releasing is below their expectations, I don't want people getting, disappointed or anything like that. But just understand that there are going to be exclusive perks offered for owners of those covers. Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude our first ever episode with the new branding, and I hope you guys enjoyed. The future of the channel is looking real bright. We're actually real close to 1,000 subs right around the corner, and there's still so much that we can do with this. So whatever feedback you guys have with regards to the video, anything that I've introduced or I'm looking to introduce, please comment down below and let me know how you're feeling. I understand people don't always like change, but understand that the changes made are for the better, and it's to help position the channel for when there's more eyes on it in a healthier market. So if you guys enjoyed the content, make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you want to see in a future episode. And as for next, I'll catch you then.